This Torah class is brought to you by TorahAnytime.com.
Okay, welcome everyone. We continue in Sefer Devorah. We're up to the end of the 10th parak. And yesterday we discussed how one, before tefillah, is makasha themselves with the avos, through machshava, through dibur, through maisa. One should think that they're connecting to the avos through dibur by saying the pasuk v'ani b'roiv chastecha. That's Abraham, avoi beisecha, eshtacha ve'ez Yitzchak, elhecha b'yirasecha is Yaakov Avinu, and through the act of bowing, one is mekayim the inyan of maisa. Now, we're up to the page, the bottom of page Ayin Ches. Ubein zeh lazeh, between the two tefillos hayom, because there are 3 periods of the day. The morning is chesed, that's a tefillah of Avram Avinu. The afternoon is Esek HaTorah, is Tiferes, as the Gemara says. The HaTiferes is Matan Torah, the Gemara in Brachos. And then the Erev is Midas HaGvura, is Yitzchak Avinu. So those are the various tekufos of the day. In the interim, between Shachris and Mincha, which we said is Tiferes, and one is binding themselves to Tiferes through Limud HaTorah, Koisher Hashchina imay b'sudase. One ties the Shechina with him in his meal. Shagoymel chesed im ha'aniya hazois. One bestows chesed with this poor woman. The poor woman being the soul. Or actually, with one's soul. K'maysha haya omer Hillel HaZaken. As Hillel HaZaken would say, before he would eat, he would apply the pasuk Yodea Tzadik Nefesh Behemtoi. The Tzadik understands the soul of his animal. So in other words, the Tzadik understands he has to feed his. One would have thought that the Aniya Hazois, actually I would have interpreted Aniya Hazois refers to the body. After all, the soul is not what needs the food; it's the body that needs the food. And I would have interpreted Aniya Hazois refers to the guf. However, there's an idea, and it's something that we spoke about in the past, that the neshama is also nana from the ruchnius of the food. Rav Goldberg brings, and the guf is nana from the gashmius of the food, and thereby the body and the soul are able to stay together. So, therefore, when one eats, one should have in mind that they're bestowing kindness with the poor soul, as Hillel HaZaken would say. That refers to the Medrash that the Talmidim of Hillel would say, "Where are you going?" And he said, "I'm going to do chesed with my host." He said, "You have with my guest." Excuse me. So he said, his Talmidim say, "Every day you have a guest." He says, "Yes, the soul is a guest in my body, and I'm going to take care of it." Okay. Yoidei tzadik nefesh behemtai. The righteous man knows the soul of his animal. What does this mean? This should be one's kavan in his meal. Ligmal chesed, to bestow kindness, lenefesh behema, to his animal soul, ulekashra, and to bind it, besoid hamazain, in the essence of his food. Now, it's brought over here. What does it mean, the essence of his food? The word mazain is actually a very mystical word, and that is the word zun, which is 57, is yud ke vav ke, and kale, 26 and 31. So, mazain 57 is a combination of the 2 names of Hashem. So when one is mechavein in his suda, one should be mechavein to do chesed to the nefesh behema, and to tie it to the essence of his food, which is none other than the 2 names of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Now, after the mincha time ascends, v'nikshar begvur, and he binds himself to midas hagvura, himtin la'erev, he waits for the nighttime, v'yarad ha'teferes al malchus. In the nighttime, Tiferes descends to the Midah of Malchus. V'harehu ima b'tchilas halayla. So he is with Malchus in the beginning of the night. V'koisher atzma ba. He then ties himself to it. V'nichnas beis hakneses im hakavana neskar sa'el. And he enters the shul with the intention that we mentioned earlier, namely, he's mechavein to attach himself to the Avos HaKadoshim, b'machshava, and b'dibur, when he says, Ani broiv chastecha, avay beisecha, ashtachav al hecha, kodshcha b'yarasecha, and b'maisa, by bowing. V'koisher atzmai lamata. He then ties himself below. Tiferes bala beis malona, when Tiferes comes to its place of lodging. Maybe we'll explain that more tomorrow. Yatzami beis hakneses. When he leaves the shul, then he should focus and unite himself only with Malchus, Besoid, Kabbalas, O Malchus Shemayim. In the secret of being Mekaba O Malchus Shemayim. By the way, that's how the Talmud Devorah began. That the time that a person lies down, there's the Shlita of the Laila is Malchus, and it's Kein Misa, so you need to be Mekabel O Malchus Shemayim. So we've basically come full circle. The Zelt Kufasa B'yayim. This should be your daily cycle, T'kufas Sefira, corresponding to the various spheros that are prevalent at different times of the day, Ula Oilam Davek Ba'ar HaSholet, so that you always cling to the light that is dominant during that particular time. Now, says the Talmud Devorah, Eitza Zu, this Eitza Yikar Parshas Bereshis, is mainly found in Parshas Bereshis, in the Zohar, B'Hashar Mekubas Mekamis Ramei HaZohar. And the rest of it is found in other places in the Zohar Kadosh. Bezos Hashem, we'll try to finish tomorrow, perhaps review Parak Yud. And on that note, see everybody tomorrow. And tonight, great shiur at 8:30, Parshas Noach. Be there or be square. Okay, see you later. Kol Tov. Have a
You've just experienced another Torah class brought to you by TorahAnytime.com.